historical tracking. It has not been published yet. We also have additional suggestions to the committee from Besigye. We have Kalinaki Daniel's book entitled Kiza Besigye and His Unfinished Revolution. We want that revolution to be completed. That is to create a people's government and not a government of a few people. One professor from Busoga wrote a book called In Defense of Besigye's Basic Human Rights. And Sabit Jack gave us a book, a paper called My Thoughts About the Problems in FDC. I do not mention the others, but what I wanted to explain is that some people may be whispering messages, wrong messages, to Kizza Besigye to destroy his legacy in this country. Lastly, I want to stress this. We have only 30 months left to have general elections in January 2026. One party has already identified 2 presidential candidates. The other parties have not identified their presidential candidates. So we should not waste time bickering on things which we cannot prove. We should focus on what is positive, what Ugandans want. They want change in power. And therefore, I want you to help us, help FDC, not to waste time, valuable time, but to bring out the current problems this country is facing. Our population growth tells us that in 27 years' time, Uganda will have 103 million people. Kampala is 5 million today. In the next 20 years, it will be 10 or 15 million. What do we do with the population growth? Matia Kasaija, the Minister of Finance, told us in 2018-19, when he was reading the budget, that Uganda's economy, 69% of the economy, is in the hands of foreigners. Who is building these skyscrapers in Kampala? Who has brought all sorts of foreigners here? Our educational system is pouring out 500,000 people every year who cannot get employment. And you know who is in charge of education. The other problem is that we have refused, for example, to promote cottage industries in every home. Instead, we worship investors. My time is over. We want to try to tell you, to emphasize that I and him are young persons in mind, and we are willing to answer these questions. Age limit made us younger. So if you have any questions, we are willing to answer. But you'll get the typed paper of this. Thank you very much for listening to us.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you have some questions, you can answer them. Second, I give you the last part. Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name is Baker. Doctor, you have said that your committee, the role of your committee was to reconcile the party.
Yes.
But from what you have just said and also reading the report, it looks like you've said, like many times here, that you are appealing to Dr. Besigye not to destroy his legacy. You are appealing to him not to destroy the work he has worked for the party. And in the report, you also interviewed a number of people, but all of them were saying Besigye is wrong. There is only one person, Cliff Batandonda, who was speaking for Besigye in that report. So if you say actually you are for reconciliation and you are a neutral player in this matter, why are you emphasizing the fact that Besigye should not destroy his legacy if yours is neutral and you are not on someone's side? Because I've not heard you say, because there is a conflict between two people, I've not heard you say maybe Nandala don't destroy the party, Nandala don't destroy this. You are saying Besigye don't destroy. So are you not, haven't you made up your mind that actually this whole matter is Besigye with the problem?
Thank you very much. Let me answer that straight away. To begin with, Besigye is the man who became the first president of the party. Therefore, he's a key figure. And it is very important that we preserve his name. Secondly, before we issued this report, we met with the 4 party leaders. So let me read this. We met them in the FDC boardroom on Wednesday, 12th July 2025. The people, 23, sorry. The people we met were Honorable Dr. Kiza Besigye, Honorable Amriat, Honorable Mafabi, and Honorable Ekanya. The meeting lasted for 3 hours. We were brainstorming on the need for reconciliation and the development of the party in the coming years. We asked them, what do you want to do now before you are here? This was before we issued this report. Geoffrey Ekanya told us, no, you organize a press conference. Tell the people that these fellows have reconciled. And we told him, no, that is not our mandate. Our mandate is to produce the report for the National Council to take action. None of those 4 people said that he did not like a reconciliation. Besigye wanted it. Nandala Mafabi said he wanted it, but he wanted the Besigye to prove that he took money from State House. So we said, okay, we have tried. If they had agreed on that day to our proposal, all this saga would not have happened. But the person, I think the person who first leaked out and said the party is, this report is about pro-Nanda, is pro-Nanda, I think was from some of Besigye's friends. Wycliffe Bakandonda, we interviewed him because he was the first chief administrative officer of FDC. Personally, I worked with Bakandonda anyway, when I was a member of the board of directors on transport. He was working in railway, the railway organization. Therefore, he was a fountain of knowledge about FDC inside out, because he was the first one. So we don't believe that this is biased. No, we think that we have done our duty properly. And of course, Nandala, we have cautioned him, and Ekanya and Amuriat in this meeting which took place here. That is my answer to that question.
Just from that answer, Honorable, what exactly did you question Nandala on if the report did not pin him on anything in your findings? But also, in your report, you set out to do reconciliation. At what point did you set out to do investigations into the issues? If you set out to reconcile and not witch hunt, were there intentions to witch hunt anybody?
Madam, we interviewed the Besigye. We have recorded most of what he said. I think it was on 6th June. We interviewed Mafabi on 7th June. And we said a lot of things about it. We wrote quite a lot. We were investigating in that interaction. We also interviewed the following people. Ekanya Godfrey, because he's the current Treasurer General. We interviewed the Chamba de Wilberforce, is the current Deputy Treasurer General. Bakandonda Wycliffe, because of what I have already said. We also interviewed Patrick Oboy Amuriat and Namians, and we recorded their statements. They are here in full. And I think this report has been posted.
In fact, there have been some.
So we investigated. Now, one of the most important questions we asked, and maybe you may want to give us some idea. Why did Dr. Besigye agree to have this money to keep it when he was not the party Treasurer General? Because you know you can create problems for yourself. If you are not the party general, party treasurer, why do you accept money and keep it and then later transfer it to your shop from where it was paid back to FDC? Why? We are not demonizing Besigye. We're asking critical questions. If somebody wants to go to court, the court will ask these questions. It is also important, Madam, when Besigye was accused of rape some years ago,